Hi. For this sitting meditation, this will be our first foray into an actual, what we could call formal sitting meditation, as opposed to the exercises we've done with body awareness and some of the other theater of the mind exercises. In all those exercises, we talked about the monkey mind and how it will wander off on a thought. That's what it does. And when we notice we're off on a thought, we just gently turn our attention back to the breathing and continue for the time we've allotted for this practice. So for this formal sitting meditation, begin by sitting in your chair, closing your eyes if you choose to, and sitting with a calm, dignified, and wakeful presence, a restful alertness, if you will. So with your spine straight but not stiff, certainly, and body is relaxed, taking a moment to just become aware of yourself here in this room at this moment. An awareness of your feet, an awareness of your hands, an awareness of the support of the chair underneath you as you sit there. Bring your awareness to your body here in the chair. Now gathering the attention and bringing it to your breath, the in-breath, the out-breath, the waves of breath as they enter and leave. Not looking for anything to happen or any special state or experience, just continuing to stay with the sensations of breathing for the next little bit. Notice when you breathe in, the air might be cooler. And as you exhale, the air might be warmer. Notice subtle differences maybe in the texture of the air. And as you sit quietly, now letting that breath fade into the background, allow your awareness to focus on those thoughts that arise in your mind. See if you can just notice the very next thought that arises in your mind, and letting it naturally pass by. And the next thought, allowing that to pass by too, without becoming involved in it or following it. You might imagine that you're sitting by a stream. Take a moment now to picture that stream. And as the thoughts begin to arise, imagine you're sitting on the shore, on the banks of this stream, and watching those ideas float by as if they were leaves on the water. And as you become aware of each thought that appears, just gently allow it to float by. The thoughts might be words, or an image, or a sentence. Some thoughts might be larger or heavier. Some smaller, quicker, or lighter. Whatever form the thought is in, as the next one appears, do the same. Allow it to float by. Just doing your best with this. If you find that you're worrying about what it should look like or whether you're doing this right, just notice these too are thoughts on the passing stream. So if the thoughts come quickly, you might picture the stream rushing with white water. Or as the thoughts calm down, the stream might slow down and flow more smoothly. If you find that you become lost in thought or your attention has wandered, as we've talked about before, congratulate yourself. You've become aware again, noticing. So notice, if possible, what thought pulled you away, and then simply beginning again, bring your awareness back to observing your thoughts. Sometimes returning to the breath and then to the thoughts is an easier pathway for this. If you find yourself following the thoughts, as often happens, as soon as you notice they've carried you away from the present, we just simply step back out of that stream and bring our attention back to sitting on this bank, observing. As you practice this, something you might try is labeling the thoughts as they appear. Maybe they're judgments about yourself, your experience of how you're doing this exercise. If so, just label that thought as judgment and let it pass. Perhaps you have a memory arise. You might just label it as memory. Or perhaps plans come to mind, or I've got to pick up paper towels, or I have to put gas in the car, or something you're planning to say to someone in the future. Often, as the body begins to relax and we're being present in the moment in this way, fantasies come to mind. We imagine scenarios that might happen or that we would like to happen, or memories. So just as we recognize the thoughts as judgments, memories, plans, fantasies, or any labels that work for you, and allow the thoughts to pass, try practicing that now. If no labels come to mind, that's okay too. You might just use the label thought. There's one. And return to the bank and watching the thoughts come and go effortlessly. We don't have to put forth any effort to think a thought. It truly is an endless stream that flows. And if we sit by the bank and watch, we build an awareness of the mind and the awareness that we have a mind. But we are not our mind. We are the observer of these thoughts and the observer of the activities of this stream of thoughts and the observer of this mind. Continue this practice for a few minutes on your own, gently noticing what arises. A thought may be a sensation in the body. A thought may be a discomfort. Be curious and allow that to flow past as another thought. And after you've practiced this for the allotted time, take a couple minutes of just sitting easily in silence before arising to engage in activity again. Thank you.